Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week 15 Contest Selection Show here on Dead Money Sports. It'll be a short show as there's no games, there's no college football games or anything going on that we can have a watch party for. So we'll just be discussing our selections. If you missed it already, I did release my picks for Week 15 because we did use a Thursday night football game, and so we had to submit our 5 selections already. The top 5 for Week 15 of the Circa Millions has not been released yet. But first off, congratulations to Fernando Mendoza, 2025 Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Indiana, number 1 University of Indiana, first Heisman Trophy winner for that university. So congratulations to him. Also saw he's the first Cuban heritage to win the Heisman Trophy. So, you know, good to see him win that. Definitely deserved it, especially after that big win in the Big Ten championship game over Ohio State. That was probably his the winning moment there for him. We haven't gotten the top 5 yet, but we did release the top 5, or the 5 selections, I mean, for Week 15, and our wrong one. Our first selection was the Atlanta Falcons plus 5.5, and that was a winner. So we are 1-0 going into Sunday. Now, some of these other selections, I'm a little concerned with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's weird. T. Higgins, I thought he was going to play. He's not playing. But if you look at the tickets and the money that they're showing here, it shows Cincinnati getting 67% of the tickets and 53% of the money. So, and the lines moved to 3 as a consensus. The Green Bay Denver game, that's an interesting one too, because Denver is getting 68% of the money, or 68% of the tickets, 76% of the money, and you're getting reverse line movement. Or you're seeing the line move against Green Bay, because it was I have it at plus 2.5 because that's what it was in the contest, and now the consensus is plus 1 for Denver. So I mean, we're essentially getting a 1.5 of value based on what the consensus line is in that game. So some bigger bettors coming in on Denver. I hope they're right. Okay. Now we've gotten the top 5 selections for Week 15. Let me, I guess I gotta remove this one. All right, so we got it up here on the screen. And the number 1 pick, The Buffalo Bills. There's going to be, if there's 1,815 on Buffalo, there's going to be, if number 5 is only 1158, how many people pick New England? Not a lot of people having any faith in the number 1 New England Patriots, huh? Or at least at the AFC East leading New England Patriots. Buffalo as a pick'em on the road. Number 1 lost on Thursday Night Football at home to this very New England Patriots team. We are not on either side of this matchup, so all right. It's going to be a fun game to watch, too. It's one of the better games. I mean, it's got real playoff implications, so can't wait to watch that game. The fact that I'm not on either side makes it that much more enjoyable because I don't have to stress over it. Carolina Panthers, number 2, at -2.5, taking on the New Orleans Saints. Panthers need this game to remain in first place after the Thursday night game where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost in dramatic fashion to the Atlanta Falcons. Thank you. We got us at least 1 point. It's never fun putting in a game on Thursday and having it lose, and then knowing that you put your other 4 selections in the contest early for a loser. So thank goodness the Falcons won. And now the Carolina Panthers have a chance to take a lead in NFC South, and 1,536 entries believe that they're going to get it done. Although the New Orleans Saints have covered 2 games in a row. We had them against Miami, and they came back and covered. And I had the Bucs last week, and they won outright. The Saints beat them, stopped them on 4th down a bunch of times, and beat them straight up as 8.5-point road dogs. So Saints got some fight in them. Carolina's not just going to roll right over this team. Yeah, you're going to see lower numbers this week in the total amount of selections on these games because we have all 16 teams or all 32 teams playing, 16 games to choose from total. So there's going to be some lower numbers here. So that's why, I mean, I guarantee you there's at least 1,000 on New England. It's got to be. There's no way that many people are going to go against the Patriots, who already have won against Buffalo once this year. Green Bay Packers -2.5, and the Denver Broncos +2.5. This is back-to-back weeks where both sides of one game have made the top 5. We were on the Packers last week, and they got the job done. Them and the Chicago Bears were in the top 5 together. Now Green Bay, once again, in the top 5 with their opponent, the Denver Broncos. We are on the Broncos +2.5. This line has now moved to +1 as a consensus. So we're getting 1.5 of value. Broncos 6-0 at home. 6-0 at home. So like our chances there. I mean, obviously it's not going to be an easy game to win, but they've got an awesome offensive line, a quarterback that doesn't really take sacks, and a good defense with a secondary. If they can just stop committing penalties against this pretty good Green Bay wide receiver group, they can get pressure on Love. They can maybe force him into a mistake or two. Is Josh Jacobs going to play? Don't know. How effective is he going to be if he does? Denver's got to really get their running game going against this Green Bay defense, though. That's how they can win this game. And then number 5 is the Detroit Lions +6 at 1,158. We are on the Lions, so we've got 2 teams, number 4 and number 5 in the top 5. It's always tough being in the top 5 because they rarely have a winning record. They were 2-3 last week. I mean, I like Detroit's chances here. I really do. And I said it on the contest show, the NFL contest show, that I knew it was going to be popular. Let's see how many picks are on the Rams. It's got to be close to 1,000. It's got to be. Let me see if they have the full list up. We can pull that up and see. Yeah, here we go. So we had the Falcons. Only 169 entries were willing to risk putting in their picks early. But we got that win, so that's a good start. And then who do we have? We've got the Bengals. Pretty even on the selections here, 1,099 to 1,031. I really kind of wish I would have went in another direction on this one. This line's moved to 3, but also T. Higgins being out gives me concern, but we'll see. Ravens haven't been playing well. Their defense can be scored on. And the Bengals, they look good on offense. They've been running the ball pretty decent too. Here we are. We've got Packers and Broncos. We mentioned that they're both in the top 5. We are on the Broncos. We are actually contrarian by 2 picks. 1,167 to 1,169. Wow. That's incredible. The fact that there's only 2 more selections on the Packers than there are on the Broncos, that is what you refer to as an efficient line there, even though this line is now +1 for the Broncos. Here we are. Rams just under 1,000, so 225 more selections on the Lions than on the Rams. We are on the Lions. They need to run the ball. Their secondary is just really beat up. They're going to have to just control the clock, control possession, time of possession, win time of possession. No punting. If they're punting, they're losing, because I don't know how they're going to stop this Rams passing attack, but I think they can really run the ball and control the flow of this game. Good spot with the trends with the Lions against the spread too. 6. It's a big number for them to cover in a game of 2 very good teams, very good offenses. And then we've got the Dolphins. This line has moved to +3, so we're getting a little bit of value in this one, but we've got the more popular side with 1,023 to 793. Devon Achan's going to be back. They've got their other rookie, Jalen Warren, and Ollie Gordon. So they've got 3 running backs. I think they can run the ball on the Steelers. And now they're missing TJ Watt. So I like that. I like that spot. Now let's take a look at some of these other games that we're not on. Cardinals and Texans. Texans, the more popular side. I liked the Cardinals with the points here. It just seems like a lot of points for the Texans to be laying. With the Cardinals defense that isn't half bad, like they could at least keep this game close as long as the Cardinals don't have a bunch of turnovers. Raiders and Eagles. The Eagles need to win this game to keep their chances of winning the AFC or the NFC East alive. Otherwise, they give the Dallas Cowboys even more life to catch them. But the Dallas Cowboys have to also win out. More on the Eagles, but not a lot of selections on either one of these games. I mean, they're all under 1,000 right here. And then the Jets Jags again. Not a lot of much going on, and we've talked about this. Double-digit spreads, which I would consider this Cardinals-Texans game as a double-digit spread, are often not very popular in the contest. People tend to avoid them and go to the other games, and that's what we're seeing here. Browns and Bears. All right. Shedeur Sanders and the Browns going on the road to take on the Bears, and they're getting about 100 more selections. Still both under 1,000. Yeah, and here we see the Patriots. Bills were the number one pick. They're double almost the Patriots, but still the Patriots are just under 1,000. So you still have a pretty good group of people that believe in New England at home to win that game, and it's a pick 'em. All they got to do is win by one. Bengals and Ravens. We're on the Bengals. We talked about that. Chargers and Chiefs. Chiefs. They lose this game. They're officially eliminated from the playoffs. There's no chance they could make it. And even if they win, they still need a lot of help. But they're getting some love, but they are the contrarian side. As the Chargers getting 1,076 to 964. Commanders and Giants, and not a lot of attention paid to this game. Not a lot of attention being paid to this game. We're going to have to take a look and see the selections for the leaders and which teams they're on. We've got the Colts and the Seahawks. Big number. Phillip Rivers officially announced as the starter. I think it's too much. Plus 13.5. But I couldn't get involved in this one. I just wanted nothing to do with it. There's just too many unknown factors with a quarterback like that coming in for his first game. I mean, the Colts defense is still good. And they can certainly run the ball. How much are they going to really ask Phillip Rivers to do? And he's not like he hasn't been throwing a football. He's a coach, so he's out on the field throwing it at least. Maybe not in a competitive manner, but he's still in shape to throw the football. Meanwhile, we've seen Sam Darnold. He's been committing some turnovers the last few weeks. You know, it's been other ways of scoring that have kept the Seahawks on this winning streak. I mean, they got a non-offensive touchdown against the Falcons, and then another big return that set up a score. It was like 6. I think the game was tied 6-6 at halftime. So, you know, these Seahawks, you can keep the game close. I know, because I laid a big number with them against the Titans, and the Titans were able to keep it within one score and cover the spread, even though they didn't win the game. So the Colts have every opportunity to keep this close, and they're the contrarian side, so we're going to find out. Maybe they'll get a weird field goal with 5 seconds remaining off a stupid penalty. That point is going to haunt me. The Denver Broncos losing that game is going to haunt me. I know it. Panthers and Saints. Panthers really need to win this one. We talked about this. They're top 5. They got to win this one. But they're on the road in New Orleans. Not an easy place to play. The fans will show up. They will be there. They will be loud. So they like to go to these games. It's a party for them. It's a way to go and hang out with people that you don't get to see every day. So there will be a full house, I'm sure. Lions and Rams. We know we're on the Lions. Big number for the Rams to try to cover against a quality team. Titans and 49ers. Look at this. 337. Not a lot of faith in the Tennessee Titans against this 49ers team, even though their defense statistically hasn't been all that good. Like, this Titans team can score points. Cam Ward, he's elusive. He takes sacks and he does have fumbling issues, but he also, you know, he'll let the ball go. He'll throw it around. He's got some playmakers, so big number at 12.5. I'd like to see them at least cover the spread. I don't know if they're going to win or not, but I'd certainly like to see them cover the spread. 49ers need to win this game just to try to remain relevant in the NFC West Division title and also keep themselves in position for the wild card. So it's an important game to win. Vikings and Cowboys. Cowboys got to win. They really need the Philadelphia Eagles to lose 2 games over the next 4, and they have to win out to have a chance to make the playoffs. But it's possible. Starts by playing a good Vikings defense at home. Dak plays well at home. I like the Cowboys here, especially if CeeDee Lamb's going to be back. They're going to be throwing that ball all over the place. He plays well against the blitz. Flores likes the blitz, but it doesn't work against Dak. He can get the ball out quickly, and the offensive line's pretty good. They've got a running game. And there was that last game that the Cowboys played, that was pretty much, you knew it was going to be a letdown spot for them. They were riding so high off those 2 wins after their teammate passed away that they were bound to have a letdown. Like the emotion finally gets drained out of you. But now I think they're going to get back to it. They know they're still alive after the Chargers beat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. They're at home. I expect them to play well. I think they're going to win this game. If they don't cover the spread, I wouldn't be shocked, but I certainly think the Cowboys will win. That would be the best outcome for me, would be for the Cowboys to win and the Vikings to cover. Well, I mean, it doesn't really. I'd like to see the Cowboys still stay relevant and keep pressure on the Eagles for the division title. Keep them in the playoffs. The more teams that get eliminated out of the playoffs with a couple weeks to go, it makes the games less meaningful down the stretch. And we've got some good matchups coming up in Week 16. And then we already talked about we are on the Dolphins, the more popular side, but this line has moved to 3, so at least we're getting some kind of line value, and that's what you're looking for, is to try to get the best of the number and let the play and the game resolve itself. Let's see, did they post Survivor yet? They should have. Here we go. And now the Week 15 Survivor. Only 10 entries remaining out of 18,600 entries. Right now, there's 10 remaining. The implied value of each entry is $1.8 million. I'm wondering how many more we're going to get down to before they decide for a chop and, leave a portion of the prize money as the person who wins the whole thing or whoever wins it. But we're getting close to chop territory. We've got 5 on the Jags, 3 on the 49ers, and 2 on the Eagles. Which one of these teams could potentially lose here? Could the Jets beat the Jacksonville Jaguars with a backup third string quarterback, rookie quarterback? That's a hard pill to swallow. 49ers. Tennessee? Could Tennessee pull off the upset? I think so. I think they're live, at least enough to make them sweat. McCaffrey on the injury report now, although he's probably going to play, but Tennessee's defense has shown they've got fight. Their offense can score. They score non-offensive touchdowns. They've had a pick 6 and a return kick against the Chargers because I was on the Chargers, and they had a return kick against the Seahawks because I was on the Seahawks. They've had some non-offensive scores that have allowed them to stay close in these games. They're alive. And then you've got the Eagles against the Raiders. Boy, that's a toughie. Kenny Pickett, an offensive line that just looks horrendous against a good Eagles defense. Eagles offense that's been inconsistent this year against a Raiders defense that's been not good as well. I mean, this is probably one of the more safer picks, I think. Of the 3, groups of selections, I really think the 49ers are probably the most vulnerable. Although the Jags could very well fall in that category if Trevor Lawrence just has one of those games we've seen Trevor Lawrence have over his career where he's inaccurate. The Jets, you see that? 0 interceptions on the year. Can you believe that? We are in week 15. The Jets have not had 1 interception. Could this be the week? Could this be the week where the Jets finally create an interception, maybe more than one against Trevor Lawrence, and somehow keep it close to the fourth quarter of this game? Stranger things have happened. But I will certainly be interested in watching that and seeing how these games shake out. What are they? They are early window, afternoon window. So by the start of the Tennessee-San Francisco game, we will know the outcome of these 7 entries here. And then these 3 will still be, in action, knowing what the results are for these ones. So even more anxiety if something strange were to happen and one of these 2 groups gets eliminated with, big favorites. It can happen. It can happen. But if they all advance to the next week, you got to wonder if you start talking about chopping with 10 entries remaining. $18.6 million to the winner. Boy, it's got to be stressful. But all right, that is the selection show for week 15 of the NFL contests. We are 1-0 going into Sunday. And we will be live on Monday night after the Monday Night Football game. We are on Miami. We will be live in the Gambling Parlor for the wrap up of week 15. Hopefully we're talking about us going 5-0 and kind of what we like for week 16. We've got some good games too. Like I said, week 16, Rams at Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. We will also be live streaming right here on YouTube. So be sure to join us for that, as we will be talking about the Circa lines and watching Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks, Week 16. That is Thursday Night Football. That is almost guaranteed to be a NFC West division title game. Then we've got Green Bay, Chicago on Saturday. We've got Tampa Bay and Carolina, the one of 2 games they have to play each other over the next 3 weeks to decide the NFC South. Jacksonville and Denver, 2 teams trying to move up in their position in the AFC playoff rankings, and Denver trying to remain ahead of the Chargers. Jacksonville trying to remain ahead of both Houston and Indianapolis. You've got Pittsburgh and Detroit. 2 teams both on the fringe of the playoffs needing every victory, so that's going to be a huge game. New England and Baltimore. New England trying to remain not only in the lead of the NFC or the AFC East, but also the number 1 spot in the AFC in the bye week, and Baltimore just trying to remain as the AFC North leader and in playoff contention. And then we've also got San Francisco and Indianapolis on Monday Night Football. Depending on what happens with Indianapolis this week could determine, and San Francisco could determine how much weight there really is on those games, but Indy will still be in the wild card, and San Francisco same, and they'll also still be in the NFC West division race if they win this week. So they'll be facing off in Indy against the Colts. So a bunch of good games coming up this week, and we will be talking about that on the Late Night at the Lounge show Monday night, 8:15 Pacific time, after the conclusion of Monday Night Football. Well, to everyone, hopefully we have continued success after we started 1-0. Let's try to get ourselves at least into contention to make the top 100 with 3 weeks remaining after this week in the Circa Million contest. To everyone out there, I hope you have success in your bets, make some money, and take care of yourselves.